When oceanographers first imagined the bottom of the Mariana Trench, they pictured Earth's final sanctuary of silence, a place so deep and untouched that even human noise could never reach it. They were wrong. When a microphone was finally lowered into Challenger Deep, the planet's deepest known point, what it captured stunned scientists. The sounds from that abyss told a story of intrusion. Human noise had seeped into the last quiet corner of Earth, and plastic pollution was beginning to change how sound traveled through the water. Life at the bottom was calling out in ways no one had ever heard before. The Mariana Trench was first discovered in 1875, when the crew of the HMS Challenger dropped a rope into the Pacific, expecting to find the seabed within a few thousand feet. But the rope kept descending 26,000 feet, then more, until it finally hit bottom. That moment transformed science. They had found a pit so deep it made Mount Everest seem small. The pressure there is over 1,100 times greater than at sea level, like having an elephant balance on your thumb. No human could survive it, and no ordinary submarine could endure it. It was a place that seemed forever beyond our reach. At the very bottom lies Challenger Deep, plunging around 36,000 feet into black, icy darkness. The water hovers just above freezing. Sunlight never penetrates, and yet life exists. Microbes thrive in the chemical-rich mud, and ghostly snailfish manage to survive nearly 5 miles down. Scientists think that's about the deepest limit for fish. Below that, only microbes and other tiny organisms persist. For all its remoteness, however, the trench is no longer untouched. In 2019, explorer Victor Vescovo descended in a special submersible to more than 35,000 feet. He expected mystery and silence, maybe a glimpse of new life. Instead, he found plastic, perhaps a candy wrapper or a bag resting in the mud. It was a grim discovery. Pollution had reached even the deepest place on Earth. Microscopic creatures living there have been found with tiny bits of plastic in their bodies, proof that human impact arrives long before our understanding does. The trench itself is not still. It is a violent geological boundary where tectonic plates collide, one sliding under another. Earthquakes are common. A magnitude 7.7 quake near the trench in 2016 sent powerful rumbles echoing through the deep. Scientists later realized that some of the strange, low-frequency sounds long recorded in the region were the trench itself shifting and cracking. For decades, oceanographers assumed it was a silent world. Then, in 2015, NOAA decided to listen. They built a hydrophone capable of withstanding 16,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, and encased it in a titanium sphere. Lowered slowly into the abyss, it took over 6 hours to reach the bottom. For 23 days it recorded continuously, over 500 gigabytes of sound, 1,000 hours of the deepest ocean's voice. When the data were finally recovered months later, scientists were nervous. They had expected quiet. What they heard was endless sound. The first surprise was the voice of a typhoon. From 36,000 feet below, the microphone had picked up the roar of a massive Category 4 storm passing above. It came through not as sharp gusts, but as a deep rolling growl that lasted for days. The trench seemed to groan beneath the storm's weight. There were also whale calls, tectonic tremors, and even distant mechanical hums from ships and oil exploration, proof that human activity had invaded the planet's most remote depths. But one sound in particular haunted scientists. In 2014, underwater gliders near Guam recorded an eerie noise. A low rumble followed by a metallic twang, almost like a robotic frog croak. It didn't match any known whale call, sonar, or seismic event. For years, it repeated season after season, baffling researchers. The Western Pacific biotwang, as it came to be known, seemed almost alien, its pattern of rising and falling tones unlike anything else in the sea. Speculation ran wild. Some said it was a new whale species. Others thought it was a secret military device, or even an extraterrestrial signal. Online forums filled with theories about underwater bases and sea monsters. The sound was too strange, too rhythmic to dismiss easily. But then, careful study began to narrow the mystery. The call's seasonal timing and 5 distinct phases suggested a biological source. By 2018, NOAA scientists recording in real time finally saw Bride's whales surfacing as the twangs echoed. The evidence matched. The mysterious call was theirs. A unique regional dialect of whale song, perhaps a mating or contact call. Even so, the sound felt uncanny, almost mechanical. Some scientists admitted it unsettled them, as if nature itself were imitating technology. It reminded the world how little we still know about the ocean. For nearly a decade, people had listened to a whale and thought it was something from another world. In 2024, the mystery was finally solved, not by a human but by artificial intelligence. NOAA partnered with Google's AI for Social Good team to process more than 200,000 hours of underwater audio. Using neural networks trained on whale calls, the AI scanned 2 decades of recordings and found hundreds of unnoticed biotwangs. It cross-referenced them with whale sightings and found a perfect match. 9 out of 10 instances occurred when bride's whales were nearby. By September 2024, NOAA confirmed the identification with over 90% accuracy. The AI didn't stop there. It revealed new insights hidden in the data. The calls peaked during fall and were clustered near underwater mountain ranges, fading during other seasons. Evidence they might be tied to migration or mating. Scientists began to suspect these whales use the biotwang to communicate across vast distances, shouting their presence through one of Earth's quietest places. The breakthrough showed that machine learning could uncover the secret voices of nature itself. But the recordings also exposed a darker truth. Even the Mariana Trench, once considered the quietest spot on Earth, is no longer silent. Since the 1950s, human-generated noise in the ocean has increased more than 30-fold. Ships, submarines, sonar, and oil exploration now fill the deep with sound that travels thousands of miles. For animals like baleen whales, sound is life. They use low-frequency calls to find mates, locate food, and navigate. Now those same frequencies are clogged by engines and industrial blasts. A researcher compared it to trying to whisper to your child beside a freight train. Military sonar has proven especially deadly. In 2000, after a Navy exercise in the Bahamas, 17 whales washed ashore, bleeding from their ears and brains. The sonar had reached over 235 decibels, so loud it disoriented and fatally injured them. The Navy eventually admitted responsibility. Similar strandings have occurred in Greece, the Canary Islands, and elsewhere. Grim reminders that our technology echoes farther than we intend. Oil and gas exploration adds to the chaos. Seismic air guns fire booming pulses through the seabed, overlapping with the very frequencies whales use to communicate. In recordings from Challenger Deep, scientists even picked up a distant air gun blast, proof that such noise can reach the ocean's deepest point. The message was chilling. There is no refuge left. Even plastic pollution might be altering how sound moves underwater.